So I think in this rally that we're having right now, I believe this is the sucker rally to get everyone buying again, saying it's okay before the dump. Let me show you what I mean. Let's go straight into the charts. Do not place a trade based on what you're seeing in this video today, because trading is risky and it can cause substantial financial loss. There are so many areas you need to become good at to become a good trader. Emotional mastery, chart reading, trading systems, money and trade management. So this video is just educational only to help you become a much better trader. So I actually think what we're seeing right now, we're experiencing right now, is what we call a sucker rally. A sucker rally. See, I'm looking at the market right now. Let me take everything off the screen, and basically, if I open up my charts right up, we're getting like, this is like a close to 2.5% update. Bam! Out of nowhere. Just like crazy. Like crazy move, right? So big update. Now the volume definitely wasn't behind it, as in it wasn't a lot of volume behind this move. And yesterday was a lot bigger volume. So we definitely haven't gotten a lot of volume spikes yet. So we'll see what comes after this. But what I do see, guys, and what I'm seeing here is that I believe that this is what we call a sucker rally. A sucker rally is when the market goes up, and everyone says it's going down, and it goes up a little bit more, and everyone says it goes down, and it goes up a little bit more, and everyone says, oh, screw it, let's just buy the market, and then it goes bam. And then it drops on everyone, and everyone loses money on the way up, and everyone loses money on the way down. Well, most people, not me. So I believe this is a sucker rally, and let me show you why I say that. Let me build my case around why I believe this is what we call a sucker rally in the markets. The first thing I want to say is that what's happening right now in this up move is simply what I call a reversal pattern. When the market goes up strongly like this, and then suddenly the market goes up like that, just really nicely, slowly. There's no big bam, bam, bam. There's no 2 or 3 or 4 days out of nowhere. Now that can happen, and we can keep going up like that and keep pushing through. So yeah, that can happen. So, but right now, as I speak, we're still in this sort of sideways channel, and so we're getting ready. So basically that's what's happening, right? So we had this big strong move up, and strong buys, and now we've got this sort of weaker buys coming through. Today was a strong buys, but strong buys doesn't equal 1 day. You need to put 2 or 3 or 4 days together. So that's what I say there. But when I say this is a sucker rally, we need to bring our attention back. We need to bring our attention back to the bigger picture, and see what the bigger picture is doing. Bigger picture is telling us. So let's bring up the weekly chart, and let me show you what I see here on the overall weekly chart. Now let me squeeze this up, and I'm going to build this over here just a little bit so we can see what's going on here. And let me just squeeze this up a little bit more. Actually, no, let me take these off because we don't need those. And this is all I want to share with you. Okay, so this is what I want to show you on the charts. Firstly, we can see we connect this point through here, and when we do that, we actually connect to a point where if I zoom up, you can see how the market couldn't close below there, could not close below there, could not close below. So on the weekly chart, this is a weekly chart, you can see how the markets had problems closing below all of those support levels there. So what do we have here? We obviously have this starting point here, a support through there. The market could not close for the first couple of legs here, and it could not close there, and then the market took off. So that's exactly what we see happening through there, and we're at that point through there now. But the other one that I want to share with you is that the overall long-term support and resistance on the weekly chart, and that's it. If I open this chart up a bit more, you can see that that's what this box here is for. It starts up the top here, and it goes down through there. You can see that you got all this resistance up here, all these support and resistance levels all through here, up through there, and all through here. So this whole area, that's why it's an area. This whole area is a support and resistance line. It's been a massive area of struggle in the market when it comes to obviously the S&P 500. And so therefore, when we look back at the daily chart, let's go back to the daily chart. Cool. When we go back to the daily chart, we can actually see, this is a daily chart here, we can actually see that it's actually getting into that area where in the past, if I squeeze this up in the past, it's had a lot of issues going through there. And the market has memory. So we're rallying up into that level. Not only that, but I like to use the Fibonacci retracement as well too. If you take it from the high to the low, let's take it from this high of this overall move to the low of this overall move. You can see that this is the 50% retracement up to the 62. So that's it there. And if we bring it down a little bit more, we're actually getting into the 62% retracement now. So the overall move down, we're actually getting into the 50 and into the 62% retracement. That is a very, very bearish sign overall. So that's what I do see on the S&P. Now let's look at the Dow Jones. Dow Jones, similar sort of thing. What do we see here? This here is an overall support and resistance area. How do they get that? We'll go back to the weekly chart. Always go back to the weekly chart to draw these areas. And open up your chart, and as you can see from looking at this chart here, that this whole area through here is indeed a support and resistance level. So looking on the daily chart, we're actually getting into that. So yes, we may get a little bit more upside, but we're getting into this area where the market has had a lot of issues, and especially this sort of darker area here. You got this thick area. So you got this sort of thick area here, but then you sort of like this sort of big area through here. What am I trying to say? I'm trying to say lighter area. Okay, this lighter box is obviously the wide range, but the finite area level would be around this sort of resistance here, support and resistance here. So we still could get more of a rally to the high side, but into this resistance level. But I don't believe the market's likely to stay where it is right now, and then I believe then we're likely to start going down. Now, just so you guys know that a market can wipe out in 1 week what it's done for months. Just remember that, okay? So we see that there. Let's go to the Nasdaq. Nasdaq, what do we see on the Nasdaq? Let me actually go to the weekly chart. Really simple. The Nasdaq has actually, created a double top or lower peak here actually. Now it's created a lower trough down here. It's running up. And we're now getting back into this support and resistance level. Back with the Fibonacci retracements, go from the high down through to the low. And you can see that's actually smack on where my support and resistance level is. Now, if we start to severely break above the 44,800 level, then yeah, we have a good chance of running up new highs. I doubt that's going to happen, what's actually happening right now in the markets. Charts don't lie. Charts don't lie for no reason. So I believe overall we're likely to maybe a little bit more to the upside. And then down we go again. And the same for the Russell as well too. This is the Russell. Now if we look at the Russell, and let me actually bring that up to a bigger time frame chart, we actually can see on the Russell, this is the weekly chart now, that the Russell's had support down here, but then we've also had a more of a stronger level of support and resistance all through, I'd say through there. So let me see if I can just make that say 100 and go like that. Bam. You can see that this run down the 50% retrace, the 50% level is right there. So we're not even into the 62, it's not into the 50 yet, and then the 62 is obviously up here. So if I go back to the daily chart, this is the areas we need to be keeping an eye on for. Overall, we can see that this area, let me do this here. So this area through here, this area right here is the 50% retracement, and then it goes into the 62% retracement up here. So this is what I believe is going to be a sucker rally, and then the market's going to start coming off again. That's what I believe anyway. So longer term charts, guys, I'm seeing a lot of areas of support and resistance coming into play. Now, and maybe if it does keep going up another 1 or 2 days, then this is likely to be what we call a sucker rally, and then we're likely to see some reversing action, and down we go. Now, mark my words, guys, anything out of nowhere, something out of nowhere will come up, and this market will be down, 500 to 1,000 points. If you don't believe me, look what happened with the Shanghai index. This is the Shanghai index. Now, if I go back to the daily chart, you can see here on the Shanghai index what actually happened. Let's go to the weekly chart here. What happened here on the Shanghai index? well, everyone thought, over this is from obviously last year, but you can see from after having a massive pullback through here, a massive pullback, everyone thought that, oh look, the recovery started, and look here, back in say September, October, November, December, and January. So what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4 months. What took 4 months? What took 4 months to do, it took literally almost 1 month to retrace. Definitely 2 months to retrace. So that's what I do see. That's what I do see there, guys. And that's what I see what's actually happening on the Dow Jones. You know, we may fiddle around here for another couple of weeks, but ultimately over the next couple of months, we're likely to see some big downward movement, and the whole market's likely to come off. So that's what I see there, guys. The bigger picture time frame, these weekly charts, okay, this weekly Dow Jones chart, as you can see, this weekly Dow Jones chart is showing weakness as well. We're seeing obviously things like, you know, the Nasdaq is definitely showing a lot of weakness there. Russell. So all these charts, guys, are showing a lot of weakness, and so don't be fooled by actually looking at seeing what's happening here. So that's what I see in the charts, guys. Hey, it's John Howell here, and thanks so much for watching my video. You see, I'm putting out daily videos and education on helping you learning the art of successful trading. So click on the subscribe button to keep up to date with every video I do. Also, check out my story video, $250,000 in debt, cancer, overweight, family passing away, lived on the streets, and more, and how I overcome it and now thriving through my life. This is here to motivate you, so click on that image to watch my video. And lastly, if you're struggling with your trading, then you need to see my latest webinar where I'm sharing with you an amazing strategy that allows you to generate an income without getting the direction right. So click on that image on this page to register for my next free webinar. This is John Howell here. Remember, success can be yours if you go claim it. So step up, take massive action, and face your fears today.